Hey, what's up, everyone? It's Brian here with Motivated Leads. Hey, I wanted to make a video and I actually made an Excel spreadsheet. A client asked me, how do we keep track of KPIs? Like, what's a good way for real estate investors to track their ad spend, track their deals, things like that? So what I did, I made an Excel based on how we track our all of our information on at Motivated Leads. I wanted to share this with you guys too to see if it would help out. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to share this link to this Google Sheet. You guys can just copy it and use it on your own, but I wanted to run you through it. So here's what we do. We do this on a weekly basis. So say it's next week. We would do, actually I said, say it's this week. On these columns, you're going to put how much did you spend between the 7th and 14th. What we're trying to do is we want to put all of our expenses for this week. Then we want to attribute what came from those. So we want, how much did we spend? What came from it? And we break it into leads, which are just straight cold leads. We have appointments, which how many appointments came from the leads. And then we call it qualified to buy. How many of those appointments were actually qualified people that we still want to keep their file open and we need to work them. They're not ready for an agreement. They're not ready to do anything yet, but they're qualified. And then how many agreements went out and then how many people signed. And what we want to know is we want to know, okay, how much did we spend? How many leads did we get? What percentage of leads turned to appointments? What percentage of appointments turned to qualified to buy? What percentage of qualified buys turned into agreements? And what percentage of those turn into deals? And the reason we want to look at that is, number one, we need to know our numbers. We need to know where our numbers are coming from, what sources are providing more deals than others. But also we want to look and see, is there a break in the process from leads to appointments? Or appointments to qualified to buy? Or if we're getting a whole bunch of leads and a whole bunch of appointments, but very low or qualified, maybe something on the front end of the funnel is broken. So we need to look at this the whole way through the process. So what I wanted to do is break this down for you. So here's what we have. We have Facebook ad spend. I put Facebook, pay-per-click ad spend, Bing. I put mailers in here, SMS, whatever you spend on SMS. If you're doing calling, like cold calling, whatever that costs. If you're doing pay per lead, like you're just buying leads from one of the companies, I put that in here. And what you're going to do is you're going to adjust this. So say you spent $5,000 on mailers this month. What this is going to do, these numbers here are going to populate this number in column K. So you'll notice if I change this number, it changes your cost, and it's also going to change your cost per lead. So what we have is, it's really simple. All you're going to do every single week, go through and look how much you spent. And then go through and populate this. Say you got 100 leads. Okay, 100 leads. It cost you $12,600. It was $126 per lead. How many appointments did you get out of the 126? Say we got 30 appointments. Gives you 30%. Or say we got, 50. Actually, this is incorrect. I'm going to update this one. But what it's going to do, it's going to show the percentage of leads that actually book an appointment. And then you're going to have qualified to buy. And we have qualified to buy. I just updated this here, so this will be working now. So if we got 30 appointments out of 126 leads, that gives us a 24% of the people of our leads actually booked an appointment. And then we have qualified to buys. Out of those 30, we got 5. That means 17% of these. And then we have the agreement sent and then signed. So if we're looking at a real figure here, so you figure if we're getting 126 leads, most likely, I don't know, say we got a 40% book rate. We'll just put 50 leads. Out of those 50 in this example, we'll say 25. We'll say 50% of those were qualified that we met with. Out of those 25, we sent 10 agreements. And then 5 people signed. We'll say out of 10 agreements, 5 people signed. We have a 5, and then this number, we have a 5% conversion rate of deals on our total leads. And more importantly is we have our CAC. So what this is the cost to acquire the deal was $2,500.20 in this example. So this is kind of more of the basic stuff for people, but I wanted to go over this. And even more important on this also, this number is constantly going to change. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to attribute the deals back to the original ad spend. So say, for example, the leads we'll know in real time. It's like, okay, this week we got this many leads, but the appointments we might not. Like, say, for example, at the time we run this report, we have 30 appointments. But then we go next week and 5 more people booked an appointment, but they came from the mailer from this week. We have to go back and update this number to 35, which changes all these numbers. Same thing. If we have an agreement if we send an agreement in, say this is April, say we send an agreement in October of 2022 that the lead came from Facebook on April 8th, we have to come back here and update this number to 11 so that we can attribute it back. And mainly what we're trying to do is we're trying to see, okay, if this number, that agreement we sent in October, turns into a deal, that just dropped our CAC to $2,100. So a lot of people are looking at their ad spend and their marketing costs in a 30-day increment or a weekly increment or when things happen. I would advise you to start doing it like this, attributing back all your deals to when you originally spent the money, because what you may see is hey, you know what? We did Google pay-per-click and we got a lot of leads, but not a lot of deals. But then if you look back 6 months later, you're like, you know what? A lot of those leads turned into deals. They just had a 4-month life cycle. Or if we sent a whole bunch of mailers, maybe they got us quick deals or maybe they didn't. And it allows you to make really educated decisions on that. So what I wanted to do is make this Excel for you guys and share it with you. You can use it, just duplicate it, pop in all your information, and I hope it helps you out. If it does or you have any questions, just feel free to reach out. And as always, if you need any help, feel free to give us a ring or just go on our website, motivated-leads.com.